Hi, I'm Mae.
And I'm Casper. And this is Graphite on Tape. On this podcast, we explore our different processes and mediums through conversation. We are both artists, both lesbians, married to each other.
And our first series is Exploring the Artist's Way, a 12-week course by Julia Cameron. Wanted to do the Artist's Way? Now is the time. This is an autonomous peer group. So please, join us each week on Mondays on our free tier on Patreon and listen along and reflect along with us on how it's been going and what you'd like to improve on. We made it to week 6.
Week 6, we made it.
It's halfway through.
We're halfway through. We are in week 6. Feels good.
Week 6, recovering a sense of abundance. This week, you tackle a major creative block, money. You are asked to really look at your own ideas around God, money, and creative abundance. The essays will explore the ways in which your attitudes limit abundance and luxury in your current life. You will be introduced to counting, a block-busting tool for clarity and right use of funds. This week may feel volatile.
Yeah, read a little excerpt from the chapter.
Quotes that give context to the chapter for anyone that hasn't read it. Here is one from the luxury section. All too often, we become blocked and blame it on our lack of money. This is never an authentic block. The actual block is our feeling of constriction, our sense of powerlessness. Art requires us to empower ourselves with choice. At the most basic level, this means choosing to do self-care. On the one hand, we give lip service to the notion that God or the universe wants us to be happy, joyous, and free. On the other, we secretly think that God or the universe wants us to be broke if we are going to be so decadent as to want to be artists. Do we have any proof at all for these ideas about God?
Yeah, so those are Julia's thoughts.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts.
I've got a bunch of them.
Yeah, give them to me.
Yeah, I think that, I'm of two minds. One of my minds is a little bit more cynical, potentially more realistic at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that Julia Cameron and I have very different experiences with money, like to be more specific with poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I'm making a lot of assumptions, but
Mm-hmm.
in one of the chapters she spoke about buying a horse for the first time in a decade. And then, we do know that she was married to
Oh yeah, she was married to Martin Scorsese.
It just makes me wonder where she lies in the working class and what her experiences throughout her whole life have been with poverty.
I'm always really curious about people's sort of like material realities, either past or present, whenever they're talking about things like their creativity or money or,
Yeah, two of the key words that keep popping up for me in this chapter that make me think of this are cheap and broke.
Yeah.
Because cheap and broke are a lot different than poor to me.
Yes.
And I think that there is something to say about experiencing poverty, experiencing financial instability, paycheck to paycheck, being a precarious tenant in precarious housing situations, being on state legislated poverty, like ODSP or OW, or other various forms of disability and other forms of welfare. These experiences are a lot different than being broke or being too cheap for things.
Yes, very different.
I just don't know whether Julia Cameron is coming from any of those experiences, and that to me is apparent in the language.
Definitely. I would definitely buy the language that she uses and the way that she constructs her sort of worldview around money, being cheap, being broke, being sane, being air quotes crazy, like all of these sort of things they kind of point me to a very standard middle class to upper middle class white lady thoughts, So
that's one side of what I thought and felt this week.
Yeah.
Another side I thought and felt was actually helpful, which was nice, which was the relationship with the universe. I don't have much of a relationship with God, but I have a relationship with the universe. And how my relationship of communicating with the universe is related to money.
Yes.
And we had a conversation about this earlier this week.
We did.
where I felt that, well, the universe is never going to give me what I need financially. It never seems to work out. Or when it does, like there was one time where I was really struggling with unemployment and it took many months, but eventually I did get some solid, good employment. Unfortunately, that job wasn't a good match for me, like most jobs haven't been.
Yeah.
And I did choose to leave that job in order to stay away from burnout as I was approaching it head first. And that workplace a year later went completely bankrupt. So,
Yeah.
Perhaps a good move on my part to get out when I did.
Yeah.
However, I just find that when the universe does reply, with that job, it ended up being so detrimental to me in other ways, or other times where I don't feel like I get what I need and what I want even before I try it out. So I've been recently concerned about money. Then I found that when I was doing like money offerings at home and trying to commune with the universe over this need for financial stability, I started getting offers and opportunities thrust my way for work that I didn't want.
Yeah.
And that made me realize that maybe I don't have good communication with the universe. And that's when you spoke to me about, well, it seems that the universe is hearing that you're worried about you personally making money and bringing home money. And it tried to help you with that. It did listen, it did respond. But maybe you weren't actually specific with what you're looking for. And that was more about succ design and the Patreon and other assets that I've been helping out with the now family business.
Yeah.
I want that to thrive financially and bring us financial security.
Yeah.
So I need to focus my energy instead of trying to find ways that I can personally, as me, as Mae, as portrait of an artist in love, make money.
Yeah.
Instead, how can I focus my energy on this podcast, on various different avenues of succ design that I can support on so that the family business can become more family-like in its workflow and bring us the financial stability that I'm craving. So that was something that I learned from this chapter about my communication with the universe and what it is exactly that I'm actually looking for in relation to financial stability, and doing away with the old pieces of shame that I felt around perhaps thinking I was just latching on to something that you've already got going that's good, and not making money myself as my own thing as a separate individual. And that a lot of that came from like capitalist shame about productivity, thinking I was lazy, thinking I was like being deceptive and like just hitching on to something good, when really we want to try and make money communally, collaboratively and cooperatively.
Yes.
And that's totally cool and fine. And I need to learn how to put my energy into that in a way that communicates with the universe. That's what I'm looking for. So I can receive that from the universe. Or else I'm just going to keep getting these job offers and these opportunities that I don't actually want. And they will actually drain me and take me away from the real goal that I have, which is working on this family business together.
Yeah. And I mean, I've struggled with the exact same thing. I think that the universe is really funny because I think when we worry about something, we tend to like, even without consciously making the decision, we spend a lot of time and energy and attention on those things. It's kind of like sometimes a self-fulfilling prophecy for me. Morning pages?
Okay, morning pages.
How were morning pages for you this week?
They were pretty good.
Good.
I did all 7 out of 7. I did 3 out of 3 pages. No large scribbles. Nothing like that.
No little tantrums?
No, none of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I got my morning pages done. I did find, and I wrote this on the post for last week's episode, like that 1.5-page truth point. I actually get at the 2.5 mark.
A little extra wine space for you.
Yeah, so then I have to squeeze in my truth. And you can see my writing getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Because you finally hit a nugget of like, oh, hey,
yeah,
that's interesting. I should write about that.
Yeah, and then that's why sometimes, some mornings, I'm sitting there patiently waiting for you to finish because I want to tell you my truth point and expand on it.
That's so funny.
Yeah. How were morning pages for you?
Good. I was thinking about the truth point, and I feel like it kind of varies for me, but I do think I get some like niceties out of the way, and then I get into it. So I do think that the 3 pages is helpful. I almost wrote more pages today, because I have had these ideas kicking around in the back of my head that I want to write my own sort of like thoughts around each tarot card that I'm designing as I'm designing it. And whether those get included with the deck or not is a years away decision that I don't have to make right now. But I've always wanted to kind of like write down my own sort of thoughts and feelings about them. And so today when I was writing my morning pages, I was like, hey, why don't I just like give her a go? And so I wrote down some of my thoughts around one of the cards that I designed. Yeah. And so that was really fun. And then I ended up like needing to bookmark it to be like, I got to come back to this and like expand on it later.
Okay, that's so cool.
Yeah. So morning pages very, very creatively useful this week, I think.
Okay, so that's what I was experiencing last week, and it's nice to see that it's working for you too.
Yeah, it's great.
Yay.
Yay.
So exercises.
So the first big thing, counting. This is budgeting, but the nice thing for us is that like we kind of started being more intentional with our budgeting a few months ago, and we had kind of like lagged on it a little bit. So this was a really nice reminder that like, hey, we need to sit down and do our budget. So then we got to sit down and do that together. So that was really nice.
Yeah, it was. It was also a nice, kind reminder for us to remind some people about some invoices that were unpaid.
Yes. I was like, oh, damn, I have less money than I thought. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I need to get paid.
Yeah.
So that'll do it.
And I think one thing that's nice about budgeting is that it makes you feel a little bit more in control of your money, even if you don't have, rent is the biggest portion.
Yeah.
of our budget every month.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like around half of our, if not more. Like it depends. Housing is our biggest expense, and I think it's the biggest expense for like most renters.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot there that we can't control. Especially right now we're paying like well below market rate rent. So
100%.
It's not like we can like move somewhere else and have cheaper rent. We are in a 2-bedroom. We wouldn't even be able to find cheaper rent if we moved into a bachelor.
No, we've been looking, we've looked around, and it's like the rent that we pay now, like that's bachelor apartment rent.
And not all of them.
And not even, yeah. And it's,
some of them are a bit more expensive.
And it's bananas.
It is bananas.
That's wild.
It is. So, like, that's just like a reality. Like, we can't really change that.
Yeah.
But it's nice to do the budget because even though, you see how much money is being taken out of your account or transferred to your landlord and with things you can't control too much. But there are a few little places that you can control.
Yeah.
And it feels a little bit more empowering to do that. Or, you see $5 that you didn't think you had and you can spend some loose change on something that you want,
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of like power in the budgeting.
Yeah.
It can also really highlight like, especially if you got some like subscriptions that are just kicking it that you don't need, like, Disney Plus because you're boycotting. So, that was not a new exercise to us. But if budgeting is like scary, I think doing 1 week of like writing things down on just a paper and pen and not trying to like make it some big fancy budget is a really great way to try it out and see if it works for you. All right.
Next exercise?
Money madness. This one was a bit bigger.
Yeah, this one was a bit bigger.
So Money Madness is an exercise with 20 unfinished phrases. And each of those phrases just need you to add an ending to.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll go through all of them, but we'll give some examples.
Sure.
So for some examples, we're going to do 11, 12, and 13. 11. I'm afraid that if I had money, I would...
lose sight of my values. What did you have?
I said I would waste it.
Oh, no. No, you wouldn't.
This is what we're learning about ourselves.
Yes, we are learning.
Number 12. Money is...
killing us via capitalism.
I need like a bingo.
Yeah, we need a
sheet.
bingo card, and it's Casper talks about capitalism.
Yeah.
Make a graphite on tape bingo. All right.
Number 12 for me, money is fleeting. Number 13, money causes.
I've got money causes shame, guilt, and stress.
All right.
Yeah.
I have money causes stress and or stability Depends on who you are and what tax bracket you're in.
Yep.
Now, do we have any that are a little more positive?
Do we have anything about money that's a little bit more positive?
16. When I have money, I usually
buy things for people I love.
Aw, how sweet.
Yeah.
I know that
I like
feeling.
buying gifts.
You do. You're a good gift giver. Number 17. I think money
should be given freely.
Lovely. 18. If I weren't so cheap, and I wrote AKA poor, I'd invest in my retirement.
Yeah.
I think we should all be able to invest in our retirement.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean, it would be nice if like all the things we needed to live were free.
Yes.
So that you could retire and not have to worry.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, in this current stage, it'd be really nice if we all had the easy ability to invest in our retirement starting at a young age.
Yep.
Right at the start of working.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, that's Money Madness.
That's Money Madness. Are any particular thoughts or learnings about yourself in this one?
In the wishes last week, I really tried to think of wishes that I could act on and that were in my control. Even if I immediately thought of one that wasn't, I tried to rework it so that I could have some feeling of power in that wish.
Yeah, 100%.
I did not do so well trying to do that in this exercise.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think it would make sense to, because you are specifically talking about money, and money has a very real and material like impact externally on our lives. You can't always like spin that, and I think there's a lot of like capitalistic marketing out there that really, really wants you to believe that it's your money mindset that has you struggling, you know? Like, have you ever seen those things where it's just like...
A bit, yeah.
Especially, like, there's always a real triple push from particularly people in the upper class that financial literacy is the problem.
Yeah.
And that attitudes around money are what keep people poor, and they just don't get it, and they don't think about it right, and that means that they're poor.
And there's limits to that, right? Like,
yeah.
There's not like, yeah, it's nice to have financial literacy.
Sure.
And to adopt, you know, like I'd like money, whether it's around or not around, to not stress me out so much. It'd be nice to have a little bit more handle on my mindset around money, like in the sense that I don't want it to like eat away at my brain. You know, sure, a mindset that can help with that would be helpful. But there's only so much that, like, because money is so enmeshed into all these different things, if I'm about to lose my housing, am I really stressed that I don't have money to pay my back rent? Or am I stressed that I'm about to lose my housing and a sheriff is going to show up at my house and evict me and throw me out onto the street? Right? You know, like, I feel like it's a fine line.
Yeah.
And no amount of financial literacy is going to change the reality of the cost of living and minimum wage. So I feel like there's just a lot of pieces that, like, financial literacy can't 100% help. And, like, of course, though, like, I think budgeting is genuinely helpful when you don't have a lot of money. It's probably helpful even if you do. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, you know, I feel like it's just there's a limit.
Yeah.
If you're doing your budget and every single month you're coming up in the negative, like there's a limit to that financial literacy. You can be the most literate. You don't have a lot of access to capital or cash. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But it did highlight kind of where some of my specific emotions come from, I'd say.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. How about you? How did you feel about this exercise?
This exercise was good. I think I feel like I spent a lot of my early to mid 20s reckoning with my relationship with money, and I feel very solid in like my own sort of thoughts and feelings about money. I have, you know, watched money do wild things to myself and others around stress and shame and things like that. So it was nice to do this exercise and be like, like, how do I feel about money now? And like, I feel like my understanding of money is so much more integrated into my understanding of the systems that we live under than it used to be.
Gotcha.
Which is actually, I find, very grounding.
Less about you as an individual personally.
Yeah, it's way less about whether I am good enough and whether I am good enough to make money or whether, I am doing
Working
enough
hard
or
enough.
working hard enough, and I've been able to let go of a lot of that with the more that I dig into and understanding the actual systems that we live under, how those systems came to be and what their function is,
Yeah, oh, for sure. I also feel like for me, now that you say that, what's my relationship with money now? I feel like I've had a big shift recently around what my definition of success is and what kind of success I'm striving for. And I've realized that it becomes less and less about money the more and more I age and grow and like cozy up into the kind of life that I realized I really want. And, that's why maybe this week wasn't as impactful for me because I might have some residual feelings around shame and, things around money that I don't want to have those kinds of stresses and those feelings and those like, feeling I'm wasteful, things like that. And, great to learn. I want to work on it. Learning that I need to communicate with the universe better about these things and about how I want to see financial stability enter my life. But really, when I think about success and what I strive for and what creatively I strive for, etc., like I want the time that I need to create my art. And if I always live a really modest life where I am just getting by and meeting my needs and meeting the needs of my loved ones and hopefully saving a little bit up so eventually we can retire into old age, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't have the same kind of goals financially and with money that I used to, and that takes away a lot of the pressure.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I spent a lot of my early 20s really obsessed with not necessarily money, but with achievement, and with and getting the sort of status that money affords that. And yeah, it ain't for me. It ain't for me. It's not for me.
It's good that you learned it then and not like in your 60s or something, or like, God forbid, on your deathbed, right?
Exactly.
Like,
I'm glad I'm
or
not.
even in your 40s, every year before, every year after, it was great you didn't learn it then, you learned it the year before, right?
Exactly.
All right, well, we both did not do our artist dates this week.
We did not.
But there are 2 more days in our week.
Yes.
We post the podcast on Mondays. That is the restart of the week for us. So week 7 will start on Monday, which means I think I'm going to take some time later today or sometime maybe on Sunday to do my artist date.
Wonderful.
Because there are some tasks as well that have to do with like collecting things like rocks and flowers.
Oh my God, so fun.
And my artist date is going to be a big long walk by myself.
Nice.
So I'm excited. I'm going to kind of incorporate the tasks into that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and I've been more flexible with myself. It's like, okay, well, if I don't get my artist date done by Friday, then it's never happening because we record on Saturday and that's it. That's done. It's dead. And I've decided that even though I don't get to reflect on it like through the podcast, that's okay. I can either reflect just with you in conversation or I can reflect about it in the comments on the post. So I'm also kind of going at this in a little bit of an asynchronous fashion as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you going to do your artist date?
Oh, 100%. I'm just drawing.
Yeah.
I
know.
That's all I'm doing. Those are going to be my artist dates from now until the end of time.
We did do the favorites task.
We did. It was cute. It was fun.
Yeah, there was just 10 different categories and we had to list our favorite thing in each category. I'm going to keep that one to myself.
I would like to share one thing about mine, which is that I misread the first one.
Yeah.
I thought the first one we were supposed to list our favorite cats. The question was actually to list your favorite car. So that was embarrassing when we went to share with each other and I was like, I like our kitty cats. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, when have you ever used them as a mode of transportation?
Our cats are not very effective motor vehicles. But yeah, it's just favorite things. It was nice.
And that is all.
That's it? That's all?
I think so.
I think so.
We did the tasks. We did the morning pages. We did the exercises.
Yeah.
We spoke about our future artist dates.
Yes, we did.
Time to check in.
Time to check in.
At the end, because that makes sense.
That makes sense.
For anyone that is not able to see the videos that we do backstage secrets every week. They are for paid tier patrons, all tiers.
Yeah.
And in these little videos, you get to kind of see some behind the scenes bloopers, setup, some reflections that get cut out of the podcast and are only in the backstage secrets. And I mention this because this week, there's a big difference for anyone that's watching behind the screen and seeing our backstage secrets, and it's that we have a proper mic stand.
We do have a proper mic stand.
It's beautiful. It's amazing. I have never been happier. I feel a lot more in my skills, a lot more able to like execute the things I want to.
Nice.
So it's been really nice.
Thanks, Dad.
Yes.
For lending us
Thank
the
you,
mic
Pete.
stand.
Very, very, very happy about that.
1. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? Have you used them yet to think about creative luxury for yourself? How was the experience for you? Number 2. Did you do your artist date this week? Have you considered allowing yourself to? What did you do? How did it feel? Number 3. Did you experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? And number 4, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. All right, well, that's all for us this week. Come hang out with us in the comments. And also, a second thing that Backstage Secrets might get this week is that we thought we hit record on the podcast and did the whole beginning of the podcast, and we were not recording. But the video camera was. So maybe Backstage Secrets gets their own beginning of the podcast this week.
Yeah, they got the full start.
They did get the full start. Anyways, keep on trucking along and we'll see you all next week.
Yeah, let us know how you're doing. Let us know what week you're on. Jump back to previous weeks if you've started The Artist's Way and give us your thoughts of week 1 and week 2 while you've just listened to week 6.
Hells yeah.
And we'll see you next Monday.
See you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.